You cut calories. You jogged at dawn, yet your waistline tightened like a belt around a growing storm. What if the common map to health pointed north when your body needed south? Today, we walk through a different story, one where the quality of calories shapes hormones, and hormones shape fate. Stay with me. The plot twist may be the key that unlocks your energy. For any change in diet or medication, please consult your physician first. An investigative journalist asked a simple question. If we followed the rules, why did metabolic syndrome rise? He sifted archives, interviewed scientists, and uncovered a pattern. Refined carbohydrates and sugar may drive insulin higher, nudging the body to store fat. We will not recite dogma. We will weigh evidence as carefully as a pharmacist measures medicine. Imagine two people. Both count calories. Both walk daily. One shrinks. The other stalls. Are they lazy or unlucky? Or is there a hidden lever, like insulin, that changes how their bodies partition fuel? In metabolic syndrome, the lever may be stuck. Understanding this lever is like finding the valve that drains a flooded basement, not just bailing water with a cup. All calories carry energy, but not all calories carry the same hormonal message. Refined grains and sugars spark insulin surges that encourage fat storage, while nutrient-dense foods whisper calmer instructions. Think of calories as emails. Some shout, store, while others say, steady. In metabolic syndrome, the inbox is overwhelmed by the loudest senders. For decades, fat wore the mask of the villain, yet many developed wider waists on low-fat, high-starch diets. The twist: dietary fat may not be the prime culprit for storing body fat. Hormones may be. Insulin is a master switch. Lowering the triggers that spike it can change the metabolic script. Do not start drastic changes without medical guidance. Insulin escorts glucose from blood into cells. When frequently elevated, it locks fat within fat cells and quiets their release. It is like a doorman who admits sugar but keeps stored energy from leaving the party. Lower insulin allows fat to exit as fuel. For those with metabolic syndrome, understanding insulin is the difference between pushing a wall and opening a door. Jay wakes hungry 2 hours after a low-fat cereal breakfast, crashes by noon, and craves sweets mid-afternoon. His labs show high triglycerides, low HDL, and creeping fasting glucose. He is not weak. He is wired into a hormonal loop. Change the inputs. Change the outputs. Please seek your physician's advice before adjusting diet, medication, or activity. Insulin and glucagon are partners on a seesaw. High insulin says, store and stop releasing fat. Glucagon, rising when carbs are lower, says, release and use fat. Metabolic syndrome often means the plank tilts too long towards storage. Tipping it back need not be harsh. It can be a series of patient nudges guided by your clinician. A calorie is a unit of heat, not a guarantee of how your hormones respond. 200 calories of soda and 200 calories of eggs differ in digestion speed, insulin impact, and satiety. It's like depositing identical amounts into two accounts. One locks funds, the other keeps them liquid. Which account do you need for energy today? Nutrition history reads like a courtroom drama. Fat took the stand while sugar waited in the gallery. Observational studies accused, but randomized trials later complicated the verdict. When advice simplified to eat less fat, processed carbs slipped in the back door. Our task is to revisit the case with clearer exhibits and fewer assumptions. Glycemic load measures how much and how quickly a food raises blood sugar. High loads can surge insulin. Lower loads whisper. Picture a faucet. A strong blast floods the sink. A gentle stream flows steady. Choosing foods that trickle rather than gush can calm the hormonal tide. For personalized targets, ask your healthcare professional. In metabolic syndrome, triglycerides often climb while HDL dips. Some studies show that reducing refined carbs can lower triglycerides and raise HDL, markers linked to improved risk profiles. Numbers are a narrative. They tell us how your body hears your food choices. Work with your physician to interpret the story and set safe goals. Sugar is part glucose, part fructose. The liver handles much of the fructose, and in excess it can be turned into fat via de novo lipogenesis. Think of the liver as a busy factory. When raw sugar overwhelms the line, more product ships out as triglycerides. Calming the input lets the factory catch its breath. When insulin is high, fat stays locked away. The brain senses a fuel shortage and you feel hungrier, even while wearing stored energy. It's like standing beside a full tank with a jammed fuel line. Lower the hormonal pressure, and the line reopens. Always customize approaches with your clinician, especially if using glucose-lowering medications. Movement improves insulin sensitivity, mood, and heart health, yet by itself may not overcome a high insulin diet. Exercise is like polishing an engine. Food is the fuel you pour in. Both matter, but mixing the right fuel prevents knock. If you have heart, joint, or glucose concerns, consult your physician before changing activity. The phrase sounds tidy, but it hides complexity. Hormones guide appetite and energy use. In metabolic syndrome, the set point for storage can be elevated. Focusing on calorie quality, especially reducing refined carbs, may lower that set point. Precision beats slogans. Work with your care team to tailor a safe, sustainable path. Adipocytes are dynamic. Insulin promotes fat storage by stimulating lipogenesis and suppressing lipolysis. When insulin falls, lipolysis liberates fatty acids for energy. Picture a warehouse. Doors swing shut under high insulin, open under lower levels. Adjusting the signal, not beating the doors, is how goods finally move. Excess visceral fat can secrete inflammatory signals that worsen insulin resistance, forming a feedback loop. It's like static on a radio obscuring the music. The pancreas turns up insulin to be heard, and the static grows. Reducing refined carbs and improving sleep and movement may help quiet the interference. Consult your clinician for testing. Industrial milling, cheap sugar, and packaged snacks shifted daily fuel from slow burning to fast flaring. Like tinder versus hardwood, refined carbs ignite quickly and burn out, leaving cravings as ash. Reclaiming slower fuel, whole foods with protein, healthy fats, and fiber, can steady the flame. Always adapt choices to your medical conditions. Traditional societies with minimal refined sugars often showed low rates of obesity and diabetes until modern foods arrived. This does not prove perfection, but it suggests environment steers biology. The body speaks a common language, and processed carbs are a loud accent. Translate with care. Your physician is your interpreter. Compare 2 mornings, cereal and juice versus eggs, greens, and avocado. Many experience a quick spike and crash with the first and a steady arc with the second. Your experience may vary, especially with medications. If you test this, keep notes and consult your clinician for safe adjustments, particularly for glucose-lowering drugs. Aim for foods that quiet insulin, non-starchy vegetables, quality proteins, and natural fats, while minimizing refined grains and sugars. Think of your plate as an orchestra. Protein sets the rhythm, fiber softens the horns, healthy fats carry the melody, and refined carbs take a quieter seat. Personalize portions with your clinician's guidance. Protein and fat often extend fullness by slowing digestion and moderating hormones. Many find cravings fade when meals are anchored in these. It's like swapping a paper umbrella for a sturdy canopy during a storm. However, individual responses differ. Monitor how you feel and discuss targets with your healthcare provider. Sugars hide under names like maltose, dextrose, syrup, and fruit juice concentrate. A practical start: compare 2 similar products and pick the one with less added sugar and fewer refined starches. Small swaps stack like bricks into a strong wall. If you manage diabetes or medications, review changes with your clinician. Short sleep and chronic stress raise cortisol, which can nudge blood glucose and appetite upward. Consider a calmer evening routine and moments of daytime breathing as allies to your plate. It is not just what you eat, it is the story you live in each day. For sleep disorders or stress care, consult your healthcare professional. Over time, cells may respond less to insulin's signal, prompting the pancreas to send more. The louder message keeps fat stored and blood sugar unstable. Think of shouting across a noisy room. Voices strain and meaning blurs. Quiet the noise, often refined carbs, and the whisper is heard again. Coordinate with your clinician on testing. Measure progress beyond the scale. Many notice belt notches loosening, morning energy lifting, or fewer midday crashes before the weight graph budges. The body recalibrates like a ship turning, slow at first, then confidently. Keep a simple journal and review with your healthcare team to stay safely on course. Progress often arrives in steps, not a slide. When insulin sensitivity improves, the body may pause to stabilize. Keep the fundamentals steady: quality foods, sleep, movement, and patience. If medications or symptoms change, consult your clinician. Adjustments may be needed to ensure safety and momentum. At gatherings, anchor your plate with protein and vegetables first, then choose modestly from starches or sweets if desired. Conversation, not perfection, is the main course. Returning to routine at the next meal matters more than any single choice. For specific medical restrictions, rely on your clinician's advice. Some people explore time-restricted eating to lower insulin exposure. Start gently, focus on nutrient-dense meals, and ensure hydration. This is not mandatory, and it may not suit everyone, especially with diabetes medications. Always consult your physician before changing meal timing to avoid low blood sugar or other risks. Shifting away from refined carbs can change fluid and mineral balance, occasionally causing lightheadedness or cramps. Adequate sodium, potassium, and magnesium from foods, and guidance from your clinician may help. Think of electrolytes as the orchestra's tuning. Without them, the melody wobbles. Beyond total cholesterol, particle size and triglyceride to HDL ratios can offer insight. Dietary shifts that reduce refined carbs sometimes improve these markers, though responses vary. Partner with your physician for lab plans and ensure safety if you use lipid-lowering medication. Numbers guide. They do not define you. Some individuals see blood pressure improve when they reduce refined carbohydrates and excess sodium alongside better sleep and movement. Others require medication regardless. Never stop or change prescriptions without medical advice. The goal is controlled, sustainable change, not sudden swings. The brain requires glucose, but your body can also produce it from protein and glycerol via gluconeogenesis and use ketones during lower carb states. This flexibility is a built-in backup generator. The right mix for you depends on health status, preferences, and medications. Plan with your clinician to avoid adverse effects. Non-starchy vegetables and low-sugar fruits carry fiber that can slow glucose absorption and nourish gut microbes. A calm gut may support better metabolic signals. Imagine roots stabilizing soil after a storm. Increase variety gradually and track comfort, especially if you have gut conditions. Consult your clinician as needed. Mild dehydration can magnify fatigue and cravings. Drinking water, broths, or unsweetened tea helps your system carry nutrients and maintain electrolyte balance. Think of water as the river that keeps the city supplied. If you have kidney, heart, or electrolyte disorders, confirm fluid goals with your physician. Avoid trans fats. For heat, consider stable options like olive oil for moderate heat or other heat-stable fats as appropriate. Focus on minimizing ultra-processed foods that combine refined starches, sugars, and unstable oils. If you manage lipids or gallbladder issues, review choices with your clinician. Non-nutritive sweeteners may reduce sugar intake yet maintain a sweet palate for some. Others experience cravings. Test your response slowly and read labels. The best sweetener is often less sweetness overall. For diabetes or gut concerns, discuss options with your healthcare provider. Alcohol is prioritized by the liver, briefly sidelining fat oxidation. Mixed with sugary drinks, it can intensify insulin swings. If you drink, consider smaller amounts, with food, and without added sugars. Certain medications and conditions require stricter limits. Consult your physician for safe guidance. Short, brisk walks after meals, light resistance work, and daily movement can help muscles absorb glucose with less insulin. Movement is a key that fits many locks. Start where you are and progress safely. If you have mobility or cardiovascular concerns, obtain medical clearance first. Beyond weight, consider waist circumference, fasting glucose, triglycerides, HDL, and blood pressure. Patterns tell more than single points. Keep records and review them with your physician to adjust safely, especially if on glucose or pressure-lowering medications. Cravings often crest like a wave and fade within minutes. Change the channel. A glass of water, a short walk, a call to a friend, or a protein-rich snack. Train the delay, not just the denial. If urges relate to medications or mood, seek medical guidance. Cook base meals everyone can share, grilled protein, colorful vegetables, sauces on the side, then add starches separately for those who want them. Inclusion lowers friction and sustains change. Harmony at the table feeds the plan as much as the food itself. Choose eggs, canned fish, seasonal vegetables, frozen greens, and bulk nuts. Plan simple meals. Cook once, eat twice. Marketing sells complexity. Your body thrives on consistency. Align your plan with your budget and health needs, and review any medical constraints with your clinician. Scan for grilled, roasted, or steamed options, ask for extra vegetables, request sauces on the side. You are not difficult. You are directing your health story. If your condition requires precise carb control, verify ingredients and adjust with your clinician's advice. Pack portable proteins, nuts, and low-sugar options. Walk terminals, stretch in your room, and hydrate. Travel is a stress test. Your plan is the seatbelt. For medication timing across time zones, coordinate with your physician. Begin with light, movement, and a nutrient-dense meal. Sunlight and a short walk can nudge circadian cues, while a steady breakfast calms mid-morning cravings. Build a chain you can repeat. If you take morning medications, confirm timing with your clinician. Dim screens, lower lights, and wind down with a calm routine. Stable sleep supports appetite and insulin signals the next day. Think of night as the backstage where the orchestra resets for tomorrow's performance. For sleep apnea or insomnia, seek medical evaluation. Gradual reduction often beats abrupt elimination. Replace sugary desserts with berries and cream, dark chocolate, or yogurt with cinnamon. The palate adapts like eyes adjusting to dawn. Sweetness shines at lower wattage. For glucose control, verify choices with your clinician. The first week of cutting refined carbs can feel like fog lifting or a storm passing. Headaches or fatigue may occur as your body resets fuel pathways. Hydration, electrolytes, and steady meals help. If symptoms are strong or you use glucose-lowering meds, consult your physician promptly. Better focus, steadier energy, looser clothes, improved labs, deeper sleep. These are signposts that your biology is listening. Celebrate quietly. Continue steadily. Let data and how you feel be twin guides, with your clinician steering safety. Share your plan, ask for baseline labs, and report changes in blood sugar, pressure, or symptoms. Adjustments to medications may be necessary as your metabolism shifts. This is teamwork. The clinic is your flight control. Safety first, progress second, pride always. Genetics, culture, and preferences shape your plate. The common thread: minimize refined carbs and sugars, favor whole foods, and keep sleep and movement steady. Customize the rest. Medicine is personal, so is dinner. Over time, many regain the ability to switch between glucose and fat for fuel, like a hybrid car that glides from battery to gasoline. Flexibility is freedom. Fewer crashes, more endurance. Cultivate it with quality foods, wise movement, and restful sleep. Set guardrails. Savor favorites mindfully. Build your plate from protein and vegetables first and resume routine at the next meal. One feast does not define the story. The chapters before and after do. If you use insulin or secretagogues, pre-plan with your clinician. Share goals with a friend, join a supportive group, or track habits in an app. Encouragement turns effort into culture. Isolation is friction. Community is oil on the gears. If you struggle with mood or disordered eating, seek professional support. 1. Quality beats quantity. Cut refined carbs and sugars. 2. Insulin guides storage. Calm it with steady meals. 3. Sleep, stress, and movement amplify signals. 4. Track markers with your clinician. Simple, not easy, but profoundly effective. Your story is changing. What if the next lab visit shows triglycerides down and HDL up? What if mornings feel lighter and cravings quieter? Imagine loosening a notch and gaining an hour of energy. The next chapter explores plate building for busy weeks. Fast, flavorful, and metabolic friendly. Choose one action. Swap a sugary drink for water, add a serving of vegetables, or take a 10-minute walk after dinner. Small hinges swing big doors. Note how you feel and share it with your clinician at your next visit. Momentum begins here. You are not broken. Your biology is intelligent, waiting for the right signals. Nourish it with better calories, calmer rhythms, and patient steps. For any medical condition or medication, please consult your physician before changes. If this journey helped, please subscribe, like, and share. Start today with one small choice and let momentum carry you forward.